everybody. Welcome to episode 376? 376? Of the AAA.
Yeah.
That was kind of close, right? The AAA meeting.
No, it's correct. It's correct. It's not close. It's correct.
Excellent. I guessed and I nailed it. Love it. Welcome to episode 376 of the AAA meeting. But how did it get up there? And joining me as always over on the couch is the bowler bedecked Sir Clotted Cream. How are you?
Lord
Clotted Cream. And Dr. Meatball.
Sire. Yeah, doctor is correct, yes.
Yeah. We actually have a story about Jill Biden today, so that's convenient. It all works out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a meme. I tried it. Like, I slowly just took it off my Twitter and shit, and everyone kept calling me that on stream. Like, all right, well, it's coming back. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. And, besides, even if you try and get away with it or get away from it, it'll always be and have a home here. Dr. Meatball.
Yeah, it's just kind of a thing now.
Yeah. And if you'd like to meatball the doctor, by all means, donations below. That's the Goku banger to level him up or level up Drunkle. We haven't seen Nightmare Drunkle in a while.
We have not.
Yeah. That, I'll confess something. When I was making Nightmare Drunkle and setting them into the OBS background, I did it as fast as I could because it was disturbing me to look at it.
How do you think that makes me feel?
Honored?
No, you're meant to be my co-host, man. We're meant to be the AAA boys, and now it's just like, what's the point?
I can seek out the person who AI'd you into someone's nightmare. I don't know.
I don't like that you just used AI'd as a verb. I don't like the way the world's going.
I have a story about AI stuff today, and Skynet is coming. Human creativity is going to die, and so are all of us. And this is not the cyberpunk I wanted.
No, fucking sexy schoolgirl assassins.
Nor flying cars. Yeah.
The flying car does exist.
Not for regular commercial purchase.
No, well, you wouldn't want that, though, because I don't trust people fucking rolling around on the fucking ground, mate, let alone in the air.
I don't trust ground cars.
No. You know what people are like when they run out of fucking gasoline as well? None of that fucking I know my own car bullshit. No, you're falling from the sky, dickhead.
I don't know. I always figured that they'd figure out, traffic lanes and whatnot. Like, I mean, they did it in Back to the Future 2 with the future. Oh, hell yeah. Start early.
No, just wait for my fucking time.
E to the dubs. It's Polydub.
Bitch, let me have it. I'm that savage.
Why do you keep screaming, bro?
Baby, it's a habit.
Woo! Coming out big. Festonia. With the big $25. Did someone say meatballs? Bring forth the balls of meat. Ha! 6%. I remember Festonia. 6%.
I'll never forget Festonia.
How could you?
It was so sad when he died.
What?
Hmm?
I'm assuming you meant something by that, but I don't understand.
I'm implying that Festonia's a ghost, and he hasn't realized it yet. A la The Sixth Sense.
Oh. Boom, boom. Meatball sub is here. There you are. With melty cheese all over you, Sin. How's it feel?
Delicious.
I feel delicious.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Sinatra's always been a snack.
That's true.
And down there, in addition to the level up Goku for... We'll get you nightmaring again, Drunkle. Don't worry. And nightmaring as a verb.
I'm all right with... I'm fine the way I am.
The angry Bowery tough with the bowler hat cocked at a jaunty angle.
Don't think that I'm sat here going, oh, I wish I was Nightmare Drunkle right now. Like, hey, I'm just as scared of it as everyone else. And I've got to live with it, At least you guys can run away. I've been running from myself all my life. And you know what? I keep catching up.
I'm sorry, I just flashed back to when Homer opened his book at work that he keeps his emergency donut in, the hollowed out book. It was the emergency procedures book for the atomic power plant that he didn't care about destroying when he's the safety manager. Opens it up and there's just donut crumbs and a note in there. And it says, "Dear Homer, I owe you one emergency donut. Love, Homer." And he crushes the note and goes, "Bastard, he's always one step ahead."
When I was a university story, but we used to finish on Wednesdays, as we called it, Uni Friday, and everyone would go out on a town and get absolutely wankered. And then the next day, it turns out like, fucking drunk Drunkle was always a total legend to sober Drunkle, because I would wake up and there would be a joint in the ashtray waiting for me. Like I took such good care of myself, Polly. Just before I went to bed, roll myself a joint and put it there. Go, oh, sober Drunkle's gonna love this, and he did. I'd wake up and go, "Oh, drunk Drunkle, you fucking legend."
And just looking to see who's here. I mean, Patio Furniture. How are you? This says now I want a meatball parm hero. Yeah,
that is a good call.
Yeah, I did not randomly pick that meatball sub. I spent the time trying to find a delicious presentation of the peak evolution of the meatball. I'm a big fan of meatball. And you took
a lot of time stabilizing the image as well, I heard.
It was shaky.
Yeah.
But it was worth it for that sub.
No, fair enough.
Son of a bitch.
You
keep bringing it up like there's some shame. There's no shame in my game. None.
There's no shame. No, I'm bringing it up because we're all proud of you, Polly.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Dan, how are you doing? A heart
stabilized it, and now we have a stable relationship because of that.
Actually, I was trying to stabilize an image last night in Vegas, and it...
Tell me more.
No, I won't, because it was a tale of pressing stabilize using the automatic plug-in and sitting there watching my 970 video card chug away with the processing was like, oh my God, this is taking forever. And it was done. I was like, oh, well, that didn't work. Undo. I'm glad I waited the 10 minutes staring at the screen. You know, okay. Oh yeah.
So how you doing, Polly?
Oh, that reminds me, if you haven't seen the HBO John Adams special, which that is the theme song for, you should go check it out. Fucking awesome. I haven't seen it in a while myself. Akira, thank you for the 1776 and a little bit of patriotism that we all sorely need. Howdy, Polly. How you doing? I'm okay. I'm okay. Been a while. I went off-roading in the Rockies. Damn it! It's been a while since I got nailed with that. Akira's been off-roading in the Rockies. It was amazing. Nothing like standing on a mountaintop at 14,000 feet. I also got a video of Starlink satellites orbiting.
They've been laughing since I can't remember, but they're not gonna laugh anymore.
I don't care about monetization. You shouldn't swear in the first few minutes. Fuck. Whatever.
We had 15 minutes of intro.
I'll go back and layer it in. It'll be fine. You know you can do that now? Go back and layer audio on top of your video that's already been posted.
Wow.
You tell him, Steve Dave, thank you for the 1075. It's been a good while since I've seen this one. Not my favorite, but a damn funny one. Wonder when Sin is going to get onto the warehouse in stiff competition for more of your donos that he made.
What?
Was that a question?
Wonder when Sin.
I don't understand what the question.
Yeah. Wonder when Sin, that's you, is going to go to the warehouse in stiff competition for more of your donos that he made. So he's wondering when you're going to get into like stiff competition with me.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got it. As your attorney, Sin, I'm going to advise you to keep quiet on this one.
Okay.
It's you've gotten lazy. He's telling me I got lazy, but since you're the one who makes the donations, you are the lazy one.
I was going to say, I just put up like 15 new donos list.
For you?
I don't want to hear shit. You stopped paying me.
I didn't pay you for so long to begin with. It didn't stop you from coming up with new, brilliant originality that can all be seen in the description below.
Exactly.
Like the 725 round body Otter. I mean, Sin outdid himself. Thank you, Steve Dave. Greatly appreciated. Okay, so how am I doing? Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
You know, I could complain, but, you know, who'd listen? Am I right?
Well, you can't. We're stuck with you for an hour and a half, so you might as well.
Boom. No, you're not stuck with me. You can leave anytime you want, Drunkle. Don't be that guy.
Okay, all right, fair enough. See you later.
Let me show you guys something. I'll tell you what I've been up to. I've been doing a deep dive on John Dillinger as of late.
Oh, he left.
Did he? Good. Fuck, thank God. Who was that?
I know.
Quit bringing your friends around, man, especially when they're, foreigners.
He just kind of follows me. I feel bad saying go home. I've tried to shoo him away like a dog a couple times, but he just sits there.
I just got the Looney Tunes flashback. The little dog that's jumping around the bulldog?
Yeah, that's what it is.
What are we going to do now? What are we going to do now?
Oh, shit, he came back in.
Oh,
Oh shit, is he back? Quiet, quiet, quiet.
Let's see, there he is.
I could hear the stream, brother.
holy fuck. Okay. Josh Montgomery, how you doing, buddy? Let's see. I want to show you guys. Oh, John Dillinger deep dive. I've been reading about, learning about, whatever. Different bank robberies.
Badass.
Yeah.
Love it, love it. Dillinger, mate, yeah.
The bank robberies that were pulled off with more planning and finesse than I was aware of previously. I thought that they were on some strong arm tactics. Like, oh, look, it's a bank. Like, not quite that far, but I had no idea the planning that went into them and the controlled areas of fire. All right, Homer. Yeah, one of his backup guys was Homer, and you can laugh at his name, but you wouldn't want to get in a shootout with him. You handle to the left, I'll handle to the right. You guys take care of the cashiers.
I know I want to get in a shootout with.
Did he have a baby face with him as well?
He did. Well,
Yeah.
up top, Drunkle. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you got it.
Babyface Nelson was one of his boys, but he ended up...
Nelson, that was it.
What's that?
Nelson, that was it.
Yeah.
You say baby. I always think Babyface Malone.
No, it's... Babyface Malone was one of Maine Silverball's opponents.
Of course, yeah.
Like
yeah.
Nine-Finger Malarkey there.
Logan Ninefingers.
Logan Nine Fingers. Yeah.
And Kit Kat.
Yeah.
Dillinger is the reason the FBI was founded.
Hey yo, invest in stocks, gamers.
Alright, now just wait for my fucking time!
E to the dubs. It's Polydub.
Bitch, let me have it! I'm that savage!
Why do you keep screaming, bro?
Baby, it's a habit!
Nightmare Drunkle! Unfortunately, Nightmare Drunkle's the second level up. Should I just jump to it anyway? Because Jamie Jam is really excited at the prospect.
No, there are rules and regulations.
Right? Yeah. Without rules, we'd be as bad as the Spanish.
Without rules, we wouldn't get proper internet that cuts out on us.
But then too many rules, we'd be the Germans.
There's a healthy middle line in there.
That was funny. That was good. Too many rules, we'd be Germans or Democratic Party. I've come up against that recently while I'm doing this. I'll bitch about the Democrats. It's not so much the Democrats particularly, it's the socialist mindset. So the Democratic Socialists and anybody who's of that general, more far to the left idea. The answer always is more laws and more regulations. You ever notice that? A regulation isn't doing the job. Like this isn't achieving the goal. Well, the answer is more regulation. We need a regulation for the regulation. I can't stand that. It's like, here's all these firearms that are prohibited, for example. It's like, really? You're trying to prohibit all of these firearms, but that includes these ones that are used only for sporting purposes. And show me the evidence as to when any of these is used in a crime such that it would require a federal prohibition on them, or this attachment, or this folding stock, or whatever. And the response is, well, we can add another law that will provide an exemption for those things. Think about the putrid, foul mindset that puts on display. We're going to create a law that overreaches. Okay, so then we'll create another law that pulls it back a little, as opposed to just not implementing the first one. Think about it.
You're going to evolve me or what?
I'm working on it.
Mm.
Drunkle living in the land of heavy-duty regulations sees no problem and doesn't understand why I'm complaining.
It's just the way I live. So yeah, Dillinger, because Dillinger would rob a bank and then go over to a different state, which means the police had to stop pursuing him, which is how he got away with so fucking much. Because these weren't heists that he was doing. This was an out-and-out fucking bank robbery,
Yep.
And he was famous. Have you ever seen the movie Public Enemies?
I certainly have.
I
watched it again recently because I've been doing the deep fun dive with Dillinger, and Johnny Depp as Dillinger really brings the guy to life. In an
he's
awesome
great.
way.
There's also there is a press shot of the cinema, outside where he was killed. And in that movie, they have got it spot on, Polly. Like, it is beautiful. And even like the banners hanging from the bottom of it saying "ice cold air."
Yeah.
Like, everything is just perfect about that shot. I was really impressed.
The amount of time that Michael Mann, I watched it with the director's commentary on because I'd already seen the video, the movie, the amount of time that Mann spent finding areas of Chicago that have been built up to, preserved rather, to continue to look like the 30s. And it's like, yeah, everything was perfect, just like you said. Because it's not like it was a set dressing by a bunch of Hollywood people. It's been like that for decades upon decades. They've never changed it. They just kept upkeeping it. This hotel lobby, the original fucking wardrobe design where, Michael Mann's talking about, oh yeah, Christian Stale's wardrobe person was this person and Johnny Depp's was this person and original fabrics and so on. And he goes in his argument how I think that you can notice it. It has always been my opinion that if you put something unrealistic or out of time on screen, the person may not consciously notice it, but something tells them that they're watching something that's not quite right. I'm like, yeah, I buy that argument.
Yeah. It was very well made, man. There was a labor of love for that director. You can tell.
Yeah. So your line's there, and as per last time, you wanted to be closer to me, so there you are, over on the table on the side, and you're part of the cornucopia table setting with the candle in the center now. So
siphoning away your warmth.
Hello, sour drunkle.
Hello, surly otter.
We have a story about otters today.
Again? What have you done now?
What?
See, when you say otters, do you mean sea otters or Montana fish?
But it's funny. Somebody asked me in Discord, Kefki, hey Kefki, what did one of your friends attack somebody that blah blah blah? And it was another otter attack story. And I was like, hey, look, those two fat ladies rubber tubing down the river had it coming, all right? She's like,
right, okay. It was 3, and they were lazily floating down the Jefferson River, sir.
Listen,
They were just minding their otter business.
Oh, there you go.
Montana fish were just minding their own business until a bunch of fat tubing ladies decide to, invade the territory.
Fat tubing ladies. Sin?
Okay, yeah.
What?
It's like when Queen released Fat Bottom Girls, that's going to be our tribute band.
Fat tubing ladies. Yeah. Okay. C. Thomas, thank you for the $3. Just remember, Polly wording Surly Otter. The same people who pile on regulations and laws also believe you can impose socialism to and climate change. You're not wrong. The thing about anybody who dies of heat stroke is dying because of climate change. That whole thing, and that they can actually bring forth legislation to stop it. So it's what you're saying, C. Thomas, but worse than that. We can stop the thing that's not actually happening, that's causing deaths that aren't really caused by what we're saying, that you're responsible for. Because you're not submitting to our legislation. That will stop the thing that's not actually happening, that's causing deaths you're not actually responsible for. But you're responsible!
Right.
Like when you wouldn't take the jab and you were a granny killer. Remember?
Yeah.
Why do you want grandma
I'm
to die?
A granny killer because I hit her with that hammer. It had nothing to do with the vaccine.
Yeah. I mean, when you killed a granny, it was the old-fashioned way. With a skull cleaver. I mean, nail puller.
Wanting my fucking inheritance, mate,
A meat
bills to pay.
tenderizer.
Yeah, So I'm over at my friend's house, and he's got one of the Milnor meat tenderizers. Thor's hammer meat tenderizers.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it really was. I saw a side of him I hadn't seen before. He was taking out his anger in the world on that piece of veal.
Yeah.
I had no idea how world weary he was until I saw him tenderizing that piece of veal. It was
coming from someone who regularly beats his meat. I get it, man.
And I was like, wait a minute, is that like a hammer of Thor? And he goes, that's right, Mjolnir. And he turns around and holds it up in the air like he's expecting lightning to, strike it. And an awesome Marvel movie moment. You know what I mean? And I couldn't I couldn't bring myself to tell him how ridiculous it looked with this tiny little hammer in his hand because he's a big dude, right? You know, and and
Have you seen the?
apparently only paid $20
Mjolnir?
for it online. It makes me want to go get one. It's got all the crazy runes on the side and like a fake leather wrapped
Yeah.
hammer, which is actually plastic because you're gonna be hitting meat. So it's it's a pretty slick little fucking thing.
Have you seen the Mjolnir toolboxes?
No,
Well, so like the handle is actually the hammer part, but like, you know, the like the head of the hammer, you open it up and the rest of the tools are in there. So like you can pull out the hammer, which is, you know, the actual handle of Mjolnir. Like the thing's fucking awesome, Polly.
that is cool.
It is. Thank you.
I mean, I like the idea of something that's practical and actual. Like it's a meat tenderizer, it's a hammer of Thor. Okay, that makes sense. Is it why do you have like a Thor beach towel? Like when they merchandise shit that don't make
That's
no
a bit
sense.
too far.
You
Yeah.
know? It's like I understand there's certain ladies out there that would love to lay on Chris Hemsworth's face, but
I'm just gonna let that one go. Donkey Punch for 5. There's nothing like your altered There's nothing like your altered state self leaves gifts. Drunk you leaving sober you stuff. You've outdone yourself, myself. Thank you very much, Donkey Punch. I'm really good at pre-making coffee. Like that's my thing. I'll be so shit.
Pre-make?
I'm gonna not. Yeah.
like the night before.
Yes.
Okay.
And Dark
Yeah, you
Resurrect.
Keep it in the rice cooker and just let it simmer overnight.
I like cold coffee.
Oh, okay.
Dark Resurrect. Update from my slabs from yesterday. Fever has dropped significantly, feeling about 70% better. Hospital no longer an option.
Good.
Feeling an upswing. Well, that's good, man. Glad to hear you're doing better. Thank you, Dark Resurrect and Donkey Punch.
That's really good. If you got a fever and it's not breaking and it's hospital time, that's really bad news. I'm glad it broke. That's really good.
I'm fucking done with hospitals, man. I mean, I didn't have to pay for any of my prescriptions and everything, but Polly, the day of my injury.
What are you talking about? You're going to be paying for the
15
rest of your
hours.
life in insane taxes. Am I right, Sin?
15
Yeah, I'm right.
hours on the day, mate. I didn't get seen in accident emergency for 8 hours, and then I went to fucking 2 different hospitals after that. One of them an eye hospital. 15 hours total.
So you got triage to the bottom of the list, huh?
Man, and I'm sat there for 8 hours. My face is absolutely fucking covered in blood. I look like that bitch from Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the end. I mean, yeah, basically. Like, I wasn't the only one there, let's just say.
You know, the last time I went to an emergency room for something I had done, or, you know,
Aye, yeah.
they,
Was
buffering
that me all?
Polly.
Was that the end?
No, it's just I'm looking at chat or Kiro
Well,
Soldier.
yeah,
and
they're
Book
telling you
Automatic
you're buffering. Like, what do they expect you to do about the buffering? I don't.
I just noticed that now. Excuse me, and look down. Kilobytes per second are powerful. CPU's going cold. 30 frames per second. Huh. I must have not seen it while it was happening. Or YouTube's fucking us.
Could be that.
Or my
Could be
constant
that.
taunting
Well,
of YouTube and their TOS, or it's finally.
Turkey man yourself again, didn't you? It's the fucking Turkey man.
I didn't come up with a title that had stab or any other violent thing in it, so that couldn't be the problem.
It wasn't the title. It was the Turkey man.
And you're fine over here. Well, if anyone's got
You're
it,
on a list.
hit that refresh. That usually does it.
9 times out of 10, it will deal with whatever issue.
You buffered for a split moment. That sucks. Yeah, I didn't see it.
Well-
There you go. That sucks. Probably a
But when
regional
Maddox
thing.
says, "See, drunk in America, you would have been treated faster." Yeah, but I would have also paid through my gaping asshole. Whereas
If you
everything
had
was
not
free.
gotten insurance beforehand, but the whole idea in letting you keep your money and not taxing you the hell out of it is you're supposed to be a money manager and responsible for your own path in life and go get insurance because you realize you might be injured or sick.
I couldn't even be responsible for my own face.
And by bad guys, I mean monks. Trappist monks. You cheese-making bastards, die!
That's been a minute.
It has. Yeah, the Trappists. They've gotten along with no recompense for their fucking kindly selfless ways. Dark Resurrect, thank you for the $15. For context, I had just below 103, and ibuprofen and Tylenol. Was not touching it at all. Eventually, it broke while I was sleeping, and I'm at a constant 100. Nice, which is okay to keep at. Yeah, damn right. I mean, that's... If you got a fever where you think you're going to the hospital, you got to be like 102 or above, one would think, for a while. And, okay, since your fever's broke, I can say this without being, like, dour about the whole thing. If you were currently there, I probably wouldn't say this. But, like, once you get up
He's
to
gonna call you hot.
Oh, nice.
6%, it's not homo. It's fine. Estonia established the trend. Estonia ain't gay. You can be all the way 6%, no homo, and it's fine.
Gay.
Are you calling Estonia gay?
There's nothing gay about it. There's nothing gay about it.
No, not remotely. But once you get up to 103, 104, God help you, 105, brain damage time. Yeah, get to a hospital. Yeah. Seriously. It is like, will 1 degree really make the difference? Yes. All the way, yes. 1 degree difference between 104 and 105 is brain damage time. So if you're at like 103, monitor carefully, take your Tylenol because that will help reduce a fever, ice packs, etc., and it stays there. Go to a emergency room. They will triage you to the front.
Brain climate change.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's what happened when I was really sick at the beginning of June. My fever was like 103. I went in. I was brought right back. I think I was in the waiting room like 10 minutes.
Really? Yeah. And Molly's not wrong. It's like you're dead by then. Yeah, that's up at death time. Like that's lethal.
Yeah, that's when you're
dangerous.
hallucinating and shit.
Yeah. The ice pack enough to bring your brain temp down. There's a reason your skull is as big as it is with the for all sorts of reasons. It's a really clever design, actually. Almost like it's by design. You know how much of the how much heat is exuded by just the circulatory structure throughout your head?
7. 1/3.
You nailed it. 7. Well done, Drunkle. That's amazing. So I want to show you guys something before we get on to the snooze.
What's the answer?
You nailed it. 7.
7?
Yeah.
7 what?
I mean, for example, your body can be completely overheating, and I'm sure you've been there, Drunkle, like, recent heat and whatnot,
Yeah, in Britain. Yeah, heat. Yeah. Britain.
Well, not very recently, but...
What a summer has been.
Hey, listen, I'm the guy who remembers just like, I would play Red Dead 2, but it's already really hot in here, and if my computer starts pumping out extra heat, it's going to be terrible.
That was last year. Yeah, this year is... the good weather's been postponed due to bad weather.
We have had a real shitty summer here.
It's been cloudy, but I'm okay with it because it's been rainy, and I'm one of those people that likes summer rain to cool things down, especially with the humidity. It breaks the humidity.
Summer rain.
I don't think that's a song.
It will be. From Fat Tubing Girls.
From the amount of shit that I've seen go on hit from Spotify, make it happen, Drunkle.
Will do.
Drunkle Sings, the Spotify channel.
I think, like, we had... I saw it on the news. We've had one day over 88 degrees, but, like, every day over 88 or over 80, it's been humid. It's been rainy. Like, I've wanted to take the fucking kids to the pool, but every time it's like, oh, it's gonna be warm enough. We can go out to the pool. It starts storming. Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah.
What an asshole just drove past then. Fuck hell.
Gamer Valine reminded me of something. Sin, you had your nemesis, the squirrel, that caused you to go full Patrick Bateman and cut down trees over it.
Hey, look, everybody except you said that it was a total normal response to clean up some of the foliage in the yard.
If I lived anywhere near you, I would have agreed with it too, out of fear that you would show up in my place with the chainsaw to get rid of another problem of yours.
I did not use a single chainsaw. I used a sawzall and a hatchet.
You cut down a tree with a hatchet.
And a sawzall.
You realize that doesn't make it better but worse, right?
Why? It wasn't a big tree. thing was maybe
again, why didn't you
like
just cut the limbs
5
that were
inches in diameter?
Why didn't you just cut the branches that were reaching out such that it could
'Cause
get
it-
from there to the house?
It was right up the house. Like the tree was probably like this, maybe the size of a 2-liter around, but it was super fucking tall. And I'm 90% sure the squirrel was just running up that tree and going into the fucking attic. So I'm like, okay, well, cut the fucking tree down.
Woo!
Oh yeah.
Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square.
Festonia!
The whispering wind behind your left ear, Drunkle is not a ghost. It is me telling you that I may not get much action, but I am 100% heterosexual, and still I love you guys in the chat.
See, he ain't gay.
I said I
told
tried to
so he
convince
ain't
you.
gay.
I said that you can go as far as 6%,
Yeah.
and it's still not gay at all.
You don't need to convince me. There was no convincing. I already knew Festonia ain't gay, and look, there's 20 reasons right there why everyone else should realize that Festonia ain't gay. It ain't gay to donate money. If anything, that is the manliest you can get by donating money to us three.
I agree.
Thank you very much, Festonia, for the $20. Much appreciated.
We don't.
It was
We,
the size
we
of
don't have a
2-liter.
biased position on that at all. It's not
He
gay
ain't
to donate
gay.
money. What do you mean? It's fine.
He ain't gay. He's just proven it with $20. That's all it takes, man.
You get, a 22 would have been a good solution in chat. Then Sam comes in. A threat of
Yeah, that was
blackout
my-
would have been a fine solution. Yeah, threat of blackout suppressed. That would have taken care of the
That was
squirrel
my
scene.
initial thought. But I'm like, yeah, because it was in the
Alcohol, liquor, booze.
It was in the ceiling, so if I killed it up there, it would just be stuck up there.
Okay. Let's say that you wanted to be one of those enviro people that wanted to do unharmful live trapping of animals. You know, the certain cages you can buy at hardware stores that just you put the bait in and the
I've
door.
done that, yeah.
Yeah, and then take it somewhere and release it. That kind of jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have done that, and it would have been arguably less effort on your part because you wouldn't have been out there chopping away with a fucking
'Cause
hatchet.
if it's not that squirrel, it'll be another squirrel or raccoons again. So like I'm just gonna cut the problem off at the root, literally.
When it comes to rodents, and a squirrel is a rodent, that's illegal.
Sin,
It's not illegal to shoot a gun though.
I could picture
No,
you
but it is illegal
Carthage
to
salting your
capture
own
humane-
land to stop a squirrel. I can see it now.
To humanely
just-
capture them and then release them somewhere else is illegal
Oh,
because
well,
you're releasing vermin into an area.
what are they gonna do? Arrest me? Fuck you.
Yeah, well, you get a hefty fine at the very least. But no, this is sin. You were right to chop down the tree.
It's just look, that side of the house is really close to the neighbor's house, so vegetation just kind of takes over, like little bushes. There was like a mulberry bush. I'm like, you know what? It's just gonna clean it up. It's gonna look fucking nicer.
Who eats mulberries anyway? You know, fuck them.
Squirrels.
Yeah, well, exactly. People don't eat mulberries. What's the point? Get rid of the bush. I would not be. I wouldn't care if they were like, oh, mulberry bushes went extinct today. I don't give a shit. That does not affect me in the slightest.
All right, look, fucks future news. 2423. Thank you for the $2. Man found dead with his head submerged in a 109-degree Fahrenheit foot spa. Alan Worcester, Worcestershire, 37, found dead at the upper half of his head submerged in a hot foot bath. The boiling water boiled his brain and his skull. Wow. Are people
Sounds like a
submitting
mafia
news through
hit, doesn't it?
donations? I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
opposed to that idea. It's just a fresh concept. You guys had that in Ghost Poo, previous iterations of AAA? Anything? Anyone ever do that?
That I can remember.
No. Well, fucks future news 2423. Just blazing new paths, man.
But that's future news. This is yet to happen.
Be a time traveler.
Could be. And he's letting us know. He's warning us. Any one of us could be that person who had his brains boiled out in a foot spa.
Yeah.
It's a warning.
But Valine brings up, how you encountered your stinky little nemesis again. I was telling him, so I got a skunk problem. Don't tell me that skunks only.
I know a guy.
Don't tell me that skunks only fucking stank when they deliberately spray. It's like when they're marking
No, they
territory.
smell always.
Thank you. I happen to know by personal experience that because it's right outside the room that I'm in right now, my computer room. That I'll leave the window open at night, get some nice air drafting in, and all of a sudden it smells like somebody's out there smoking 6 blunts of the sticky icky, but foul. And it's like, so I know he's out there, or she, whatever the fuck. The other night I'm standing outside. If motherfucker walked around the corner and we faced off, like just stood there staring at each other, scared as hell. Because it's like, oh shit, it's the skunk. Oh shit, it's the human. I bolted. I turned around. I was like, fuck. Because like it's
a mutual respect.
Yeah, it launched its tail right up in the, I don't know if you've ever seen a skunk do that. When it comes up against a dog or a person or whatever, it'll put its tail up in the back and then puff out its fur to try and look bigger. And it was so small. That's what blew me away. Like, I've seen skunks around my neighborhood before, and they're like, you know, whatever, reasonably
tiny.
Yeah, this one was so small, and I'm like, God damn it! And I jumped back, and like it like froze and jumped back too. It was a moment, man.
But man, that motherfuckers are cute.
Yeah, but there's a reason that, you know, poor smell, poor eyesight, because they don't need to have good eyesight or sense of smell. They reek.
No, I get that, yeah. I've never seen a skunk. I don't even know if we have skunks over here, to be honest. But they are cute little fuckers. So, I mean, I've only seen them in picture form, and I'm fine with that.
Speaking of Helene, her boyfriend doesn't know who John Dillinger is, apparently, which is just frightening.
Leave him.
Yeah,
Red flag.
It's not often I would say Drunkle's right in going that far, but I think he might be right. I mean, that's a tragic misstep of cool. I mean, John Dillinger, like Drunkle, I mean, he had panache and style and did not rob, and he was there for the bank's money, not your money. He's the original guy for
criminal,
that.
mate.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
I love when he got arrested and legally transported from Florida back to Indiana by the then Bureau of Investigation. You're right. J. Edgar Hoover used interstate criminals to create the FBI, more or less, to turn it from the BOI to the FBI with federal funding because of a bunch of shit that he didn't do. Original machination guy, J. Edgar Hoover. Fascinating bureaucratic criminal. I think it's fair to call him a bureaucratic criminal.
Dillinger also escaped prison using a potato.
He did. Carved a gun out of a potato, smart guy. It's and painted black. You gotta give him credit. It wasn't like it was a white russet potato that he was using.
It was still a potato at the end of the day, mate. Like, here's the thing: if you're at a bar and saying like, "Did you let John Dillinger escape with a potato?" Your defense of but he painted it black ain't gonna hold up, is it? In the court of public opinion, right there, they're still gonna be like, "But it was still a potato." Wasn't it, Steve?
So
it was a potato. Yeah.
In the illegal transportation, Hoover, forever being the manipulator of media during his entire career, and the local law enforcement as well, think that they're going to get, oh, well, we finally caught Dillinger. So the FBI, or the then Bureau of Investigation, leaks it to the press to show up and we've arrested Dillinger, and he's going to arrive on the plane at this time that we're transporting, and then we're going to be taking him to jail by this route. And so the press leaks it to the public because, you know, news entertainers want to be seen as, oh, well, we want the story to be big. So what happens? The whole way along the motorcade route to take him to prison are a bunch of the public there to cheer him on. And what a backfire. I love it.
Yeah.
You remember that scene, and it was so well shot from Public Enemies. Yeah, there's Dillinger being taken to jail, and he looks up in the backseat of a car being surrounded by a bunch of federal agents, and it's the public cheering him on as, you know, good for you, Johnny. And Hoover was fit to be tied. What do you mean they were cheering him on? Why weren't they cheering on me? Because you're a authority thieving, money wasting, bureaucratic criminal. That's why.
And it's all been downhill since then, really, hasn't it?
Right up to the current day, yes. Yes. And we've got a story about the FBI doing their fucktard shit right up into the day. But before we get into that, we want to handle one thing. And Sin, this is for you, buddy.
All right.
Okay, good. 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 Boom. Let me share the screen. Booyah. So, in my deep dive, we're going to get into this on Noir Bar on Friday a little bit deeper, but I wanted to share it with you, Stan, because I know you love a good firearm. This is my new favorite firearm that I've discovered. Oh my God, yes.
What? That just looks backward. That looks like one of the fucking Starfleet ships with one nacelle. That just looks odd.
This is a World War I era firearm that was real common amongst
So gross.
Gross! Are
It
you
looks
fucking kidding
really
me?
odd, doesn't it?
It's got a
looks
utilitarian
disabled.
charm. It's like a Jeep. It doesn't look beautiful because it's sleek. It's awesome because of its function.
It looks special needs. That's a special needs gun.
Okay. It's the Remington Model 8 designed by John Moses Browning, because of course it was. Semi-automatic, clearly. 1906, 1907 era. 351 firing fucking, it's a beast, man. 20 rounds of 35 caliber heavy duty firepower. Multiple scenes of Public Enemies, you see him using this gun, but here's what it looked like originally, and it's a natural takedown gun, so that's going to be removed. It doesn't have the full extended mag like that on the bottom, but when it does, and has a 20-round magazine, fuck yeah! See, I gotta agree with Polly on this one. Says Festonia. Sam's like, it's okay if you guys are wrong. I said it's. I'm not saying it's beautiful because it's sleek or aerodynamic, because a gun doesn't have to be. It's awesome looking because of its utilitarian function. It just looks like it's meant to bark firepower.
You can use it as a gun and as a hammer. It's utility. You can utilize it for many things. And also, Festonia ain't gay. He ain't gay. He's proven that. So agreeing with Polly on it, it's not gay. Alan threw $3. No message. Thank you, Alan.
A bunch of interesting calls. It looks like a Fallout gun mod. Yeah, the Tactical comes to mind.
Oh my god, it does! It's a pipe gun. Oh my god!
I mean, it's cool enough. I don't get it.
Doesn't it look like the actual, like the mechanism right in the middle, like in between your pine finish? Looks like someone took a pistol, turned it around, and attached rifle parts to it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a modded lever action in chat. I can see that from the Winchester 94 straight stock on it. It did later on come with the Model 81 with a more pistol grip sporter stock on the rear. Guys, remember, 1906, 1907 is when this gun was introduced. You got to, I'd say remember in the sense of, well, this doesn't look like, the LWRC AR-15 that I have that was made last year. Well, no, it doesn't. It's like 120 fucking years old. We're talking about like proto fucking modern firepower here. Of course it's going to look unrefined by a modern standard. Sin, are you just upset because it doesn't look like your Scorpion? Like, I admit your Scorpion looks cool, but like this is like
the Scorpion is the sleekest looking gun, but
it is badass looking. I got to admit,
the idea of not an interchangeable magazine. That's what I'm having a hard time getting past.
Well, if you look at this lever right here, if you push that in, that little paddle, that magazine comes out.
Does it? It looks flush.
I hear you, but
I thought that was one solid piece.
Truth be told, it's such a cumbersome magazine changing procedure. Like that comes out of there for stowing more or less, not for rapid mag changes. That just wasn't a thing at the time. Yeah, you could have 5 or 6 magazines with you, but it takes a long.
Completely solid piece.
I hear you, but really, it's for stowing. It takes so long to change a mag in this thing. Think of it as a blind magazine that you just load rounds into. You know what I mean?
It's just not good looking, Pod. It's like
no, you're wrong. I just won't. No.
It's like a smart car. Do you know what I mean? Like those little fucking squat things, and you can fit like one person in them, and maybe a bag of shopping. And you're like, well, why are you driving that? And I go, it's practical. You go, yeah, look, I get it's practical, but it does not look good.
No, you're wrong. This is one of those things.
If this gun were a vehicle, it would be the little carts that fat people ride in Walmart.
This is one of those situations that I come up against where it's like, no, remember, be happy, dude. It's like if we all found the same woman attractive, there would be 7 billion dudes on Earth all chasing the same fucking woman, and it's good that we all don't find the same thing attractive. I try and remind myself of that. I mean, some people hate the way revolvers look. Oh, it doesn't have a magazine load. It's not made out of polymer. I don't like it. And it's like, you can't appreciate a classic wheel gun? What the fuck's wrong with you? Well, some people are like that.
I do like a revolver. Revolvers are cool.
They're coming back around.
Do you like rifles?
Nothing?
Oh, yeah, I totally missed that, actually. They do come back around. All right, that was good.
Thank you.
It was subtle enough. You were being really British with your understatedness, and it went right by me.
All right. I need to be sarcastic.
I wasn't being. What? You know what? I'm going to move on. You guys are impossible to fucking please.
Well, it's already 6:30, so moving on is probably a good idea.
Well,
Yeah,
fair
exactly.
enough. Let's get into the schnews, and we're going to start off with this one. New South Carolina law lets students bring sunscreen to school without a doctor's note.
They needed a doctor's note for sunscreen?
Exactly my
Whoa.
question. But just don't think that things have gone all willy-nilly and crazy in South Carolina
No.
where you can just bring any kind of sunscreen you want to school.
Oh, good. I was worried. Yeah.
It only applies to cream and lotion sunscreen, not aerosol and spray types, thank God.
So, like, there's no limit on the SPF or anything like that. You know, people are like, hey, Jamal,
Well, I don't
come
think
on.
they have
hand enough.
like sunscreen that'll protect you from nuclear fallout, but
That would be good sunscreen.
No doctor's note needed for sunscreen in school. And why? Because sunscreen is regulated by the FDA, thus you cannot bring it to school. That's why. Until now, where they made an exemption under the law, not by removing the previous law that restricted things insanely, but by adding a new law that adds exemptions to the old law that modifies the law before that.
Too many laws.
You think?
Too many laws, yeah.
And they laughed at Trump when he said, if you want to introduce a new regulation, you got to remove 2. And they're like, what kind of fucking stupid shit is this? Are you kidding me? Do you have any idea how many felonies you commit in a day unknowingly? I don't. I'm a good person. We're not talking morality. We're talking you being chargeable under the law. But no one's going to charge me for that. But they could. So it makes you wonder why the fucking law is even there, asshole.
Giving your kids sunscreen up until fucking last week was a felony, apparently. Fucking hell. To take to school, I should say.
Yeah. And then there's something like, welcome to why I despise the EU. There you go. Do you want a supranational entity deciding on a whole bunch of things? Remember when Carl Benjamin Sargon went to the EU fucking parliament for the first fucking time and they were debating regulating the length of candle wicks?
But then, like, I mean, that's the EU.
just
Is there
gotta
any
regulate,
difference between...
regulate?
See
Is
what
there
I'm
any
saying?
difference between that and federal government, though? You know, like somewhere which was beforehand states having their own laws, and then you've got a governing body which is deciding the laws for every fucking state. Like, how is that any different?
Federal bodies should be, the federal government should be far more, well, talking to this audience into sin, I'm just like echoing their own opinions back at them. So we're kind of in an echo chamber here, but a right
They
one,
like that.
damn it.
They like that.
Well,
Yeah.
well, this one should be a no-brainer. The federal government has gone too far. Federal overreach is insane. They're regulating things that should absolutely be the right of the state to regulate, not the federal government, but encroachment of federal authority on state power has been, well, the story of the republic, unfortunately. So yeah, Drunkle,
Holly,
you're
don't
right.
you understand that states are too stupid to make decisions for themselves, and the federal government needs to step in and do it for them?
I keep
Well, your
I keep
biggest
forgetting.
difference-
I'm sorry.
Your biggest difference between the two is the European Union was originally about trade.
Originally, yes, but you show me the bureaucracy that doesn't try and grab as much power as possible and never give it back.
Well, there you go. I mean, look, the federal, you know, your fucking your FBI's and shit like that. You know, they weren't about trade. They were about fucking laws crossing state lines, and then the EU became about laws. That's what people had a fucking problem with. It wasn't fucking immigration. It was about some fucking cunt who's never even been to fucking Derby, sat there deciding whether or not I can give my kids fucking SPF 90 sunscreen to take to school. That's what the fucking issue was.
Yeah. Do you want to know the final arguing thing why I started the show with this particular article? Drunkle, this is for you, buddy. You see this?
For me?
Notice a spelling or grammar error in this article? Tap here to report it. They don't need editors because they have you.
We are the editor. Wouldn't you love it if they misspelled notice on that bit?
I mean, they are at a point where they're saying, they're admitting it. We are not trying at all. Do you see a problem? Report it and we'll fix it so we look less retarded.
Gamer Levine will do it. She'd be like, actually, it's spelled this way.
Are you kidding me? She's got too many men to emasculate to go after grammar mistakes.
Fair. And 3 of them are right here.
Moving along. Color Me Mad, road rage incident results in spray paint melee. leaving 2 men dusted in white.
Spray
Damn it.
paint melee.
I had this for Friday.
No way.
I know why you had it for Friday, because it's a great fucking man. I
I had a white chicks joke all lined up and everything. I can't tell if it's Kevin or Marcus. It's fine.
This story is
Oh my
exactly what it
God.
sounds like. It's a quality headline because, yeah, it sums up what happened. One dude, another dude got in a spray paint fight because of they were angry at each other for what was going on.
Is it a melee though? Because the spray paint is effectively a ranged weapon.
Unless they start beating each other with the fucking cans afterward.
Once you run out, yeah, fair enough. Shove this lid up your ass. Bless you.
Jeez. Oh, sorry.
By the time it gets down to, there's a guy going, look, he pulled out a can of spray paint. I had no option but to pull up my own and just let loose.
The only way to keep the streets safe is if you carry your own spray paint.
Yeah.
I mean, if only one of them had a lighter, that would have been solved quite quickly, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and then local governance got involved with the local
The only
elected
way to
official
prevent
saying that, you know,
spray paint is to have your own spray paint.
I think if it
you,
was-
you don't need anything other than a paintbrush, spray cans, or weapons of war that don't belong in our communities. It was just, it really devolved quickly.
I think if it was black spray paint, the
Look
police
at you
would
getting
have
at it with the
someone
book.
up a lot
Spit
quicker,
that shit out, man.
Every time when he continues to stare. Akira, thank you for the 450. Polly, if we don't have the federal government, people from California and New York would only have their own states to ruin. And that would be tragic.
Tragic.
Come on, I'm just letting the sarcasm, you know, float out from that statement. That was great. I mean, Californians want, like, oh, we like the laws that we have here in terms of prohibiting different firearms, prohibiting lead warnings rather on everything. Oh yeah.
Have you seen the new push to re-outfit every home in America with old pipes with new pipes?
Is that the way Build Back Better is manifesting now?
They want to re-outfit everybody with lead pipes. So like 16%, I would guess, around their houses with lead pipes, with brand new pipes, all on the government's dime.
I mean, that is not as bad as it sounds, though. You don't want lead pipes carrying.
Do
your
you
drinking
know how
water.
expensive that
Yeah,
would be?
I would
That's at
assume that
least
Sin's point here
30
is
grand per structure.
yeah, it's a
Expensive, sure,
spending
but
of
worthwhile.
spending of federal money, which means taxpayer money, so you can report job increases and make work projects that are actually all funded on the taxpayer's dime, so nothing new has been created. Also, you can do the Build Back Better. We're increasing infrastructure, and personal houses are not infrastructure.
Dude,
Instead of
I've
doing
seen
an
how the
incentive thing where, hey, you can get we're willing to subsidize you doing this. We will do remove tax limitations to incentivize companies to do this. If you're doing this kind of work, you will not be paying the kind of business taxes that you were otherwise. Spark the entrepreneurial spirit as opposed to just paying for everything from a centralized government.
I don't think, and I'm almost sure, I'd be willing to bet that 90% of the people, 99% of the people in the White House have never worked a labor job in their life.
No.
Oh yeah.
Or started a company that actually produced a company or
How
service
much
worthwhile.
work would go into removing and re-putting in every piece of piping in a house?
Because it's not
But
just
then
in the house
also-
particularly, it's also the main
It's in
veins that
the-
lead up to the houses in the neighborhood.
It's the pipes from the streets.
Yeah.
It's what runs under the lawn. It's what comes into the house. It's the pipes behind the walls. It's the shower. It's the sink. It's the downstairs. It's behind concrete. It's behind lath and plaster. You don't know what the fuck you're getting into.
Like Drunkle,
It's a lot of work,
I hear you
surely.
100%.
You can
I'm not trying to argue with you that lead is dangerous. Lead piping is a bad idea. It's a worthwhile thing to address. 100% it's a worthwhile thing. The way they're doing it, no, is self-serving, socialistic, and bullshit, and will.
Well, yeah, politicians are politicking. I mean, there's no fucking surprise there, is there? That no matter who fucking suggested it, there would be fucking checks and balances. And you, oh, but what about this? And are you just trying to make yourself look good? But hey, if the fallout of it is, I mean, look, less lead pipes, the better, mate.
When
Yeah,
done in
it's
such
the-
a way
how-
to sink deeper into debt, no. When you could do it in another way to spark actual business, come on.
Yeah, but that's the thing is they just want to do it to be like, hey, we paid for everyone to get new pipes.
Exactly.
And honestly, I don't trust government paid employees to do a job properly because if they fuck up, they're not coming back to fix it.
But the government does everything so well, Sin.
Yeah, our roads are a testament to that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Moving along. Speaking of government-funded things, LAPD shrinks below 9,000 officers, fewest in a generation. They had less than 29 fucking recruits in this year's academy graduates. 29 for all of Los Angeles County.
No one wants to fucking do that shit.
Exactly. Nobody wants that fucking job except for a scant few people that don't understand what they're getting into. Who will probably last out their 4-year contract and not much further than that. Boom! He lands. Owen Hammer, thank you for the $4. Wouldn't this be better as a state thing than a government thing? You mean the federal government encouraging the states to do it where we will match your tax subsidies for people who want to do it? So I want to replace the lead pipes in my house, right? It's like, yeah, okay, well, that's going to cost $30,000. Or over the next 3 years between state and federal taxes, we will give you a full tax rebate of that $30,000 to do it. You simply won't have to pay $30,000 in taxes split between the federal government and the state government.
Oh,
But-
I would do it in a heartbeat.
See, this is almost like it's, well, but we could just spend your money rather than not take your money. No, it's easier if you don't take my money. But we want your money because when we're going to pay $30,000, it's going to be grossly overinflated and we're going to pay more for it than we need to. And the people that we hire to do it are going to do it wrong and then not come back, like Sin said. And then we get to look like we're the nanny state protectors of everyone. And we're mostly going to do it in communities that are going to, vote for us.
Yeah, it's
But less lead.
Less lead, but you can get less lead by the manner that I'm suggesting of fucking tax reduction over a 4-year period between state and federal governments. What's wrong with that?
That's why I only shower using bottled water, Polly.
You have lead pipes in your house, in your flat?
I don't think so.
probably
That was Drunkle.
Was that
wrong.
me?
It was
Oh.
you.
Probably,
Uh,
they're probably clay pipes, to be honest.
the clay pipe.
Roman era solidified concrete clay. I love it.
Yeah.
Living in a
Devil
place
Fruit
that's
Zero,
old timey is
Portland,
charming,
Colorado.
but not all the time. It's just.
Why does my pipe smell like?
But
the movie
Drunkle gets to
Ghost?
wake up every day and see a Roman aqueduct in the distance, Sinatra. I mean, come on. It's
I literally do.
Portland's motto is the city that works. They cut off before the word poorly.
nice. Nice.
Thank you,
You
Devil
go against
Fruit.
aqueducts, Polly. What the fuck?
Nothing. I wish I could see an aqueduct on the horizon leading up to my neighborhood. That'd be cool.
I'll send you a photo.
Nice. But Patio Furniture, it's, AI will take over policing. Yeah, we've seen the robot police dog. It's it can't be kicked over easily.
They're self-writing now, though, aren't they?
Yeah, but we saw the guy who gave us the instructions on where the batteries are, so take that for what it's worth.
Oh, real? Oh, thank fuck for that. Jesus Christ. I don't want Black Mirror, man. I don't want it.
I do get the idea that they're going to make it the. I just noticed that guy's name is Zizzo.
What guy?
The cop standing here in foreground. His name is
Oh, right, okay.
Zizzo. Your name is Zizzo.
That's his rapper name.
Yeah, he's just doing this to build cred like fucking Rick Ross did. I wasn't a fucking fucking.
Come on.
Did he work for the Bureau of Prisons? Yeah, Bureau of Prisons. He was a screw in prison, basically, for years. And images of him receiving awards of being like, good conduct medal, blah, 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 all that shit, different law enforcement awards. There he is, big, fat, and ugly. But, I was selling drugs for years before I got in his rap game. That's my credibility. It's like,
Alcohol,
you fat bastard.
liquor, booze.
I mean, no one says Rick Ross has to actually be a fucking criminal. He's the one that wanted to produce the credibility off
It
of
helps. It helps.
That's fine. My point is that he's the one who set that standard of like, I'm credible by doing this. And I loved his cover story. I was working in that prison to make contacts with other drug dealers. Oh, you were an undercover law enforcement officer, were you? You lying fuck.
I was researching my role.
And we got a story about rappers doing strange shit coming up. Fuck, we got a lot of foreshadowing going on today. C. Thomas, thank you for the $2. I remember a few years ago, Chicago had done a big piping project related to our sewers. And some of the pipes these people were replacing were honest to God wooden pipes.
Yeah.
I
take a wooden pipe, yeah. Better than the clay shit I got.
I don't know. Hollow dowels do not a good fitting make.
It's not even like a clay pipe. They just like made a hole through some clay that was already in the ground, you know? I don't get a lot of water.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, it's not like clay's porous or anything.
No. Sponge pipes.
Nice. Hey, your boy Pat. Yeah, backhand that like button, y'all. If you haven't already, you can go and retweet the twit that we sent out earlier and let people know because, god damn it, the algorithm ain't letting anyone know. Am I right, Sin? Yeah. Moving along. 4 relatives came to lunch. 3 died with symptoms of death cap mushroom poisoning.
I recorded a Chantel video before the show, and she talked about this, and I had to.
Fat
Because
Tubing
she did such a shitty job, I had to go look it up. This story's pretty fucking nuts, man.
Yeah.
3 people died.
Yeah. And who died?
Oh, damn.
The ex-relatives.
This is where it gets interesting.
Only. And the woman and the child had and the cook had a separate meal.
They
didn't.
Is there a new Clue film coming out or something?
Yeah. Okay. So Sin covered the story writ large in more detail. So cool. You're going to promote that at the end of the show?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But this story's fucking weird.
Yeah, man.
They're called death cap mushrooms, you know?
Yeah, she said she got them from the store and then was like, no, actually I didn't.
Yeah. Twists and turns, and it's who died that makes you want to look at the rest of it because it's like extremely convenient who ate the death caps and who didn't.
Do you know what I'm really suspicious about here is the name of the author, Hillary Whiteman. That ain't a man. I think she might have had a hand in this.
Apex algorithm guy's always there. I swear there's more than one of them because he's everywhere.
Yeah, well, the algorithm is. It's always listening. They're called death cap mushrooms. Don't fuck around with it. They're not called like, you know, pleasant experience toadstools or anything like that. They're called death cap mushrooms.
Yeah.
You knew what you were doing. That name is a warning.
Yeah. Go into this in more detail, but it's like Sin will cover it. When asked by reporters what meal she had cooked, Patterson didn't answer, instead retreating inside her home with the request to leave her alone.
Totally not guilty.
That is sus as fuck. It's view over. Thank you.
Like, I didn't do it. I did nothing. I feel so ripped apart that these people died from eating mushrooms that I totally didn't know. Which meal did you eat? Get off my property!
Shut the gate all the way out, mate.
All the Aussie reporters turn and look at each other like, what the fuck did we do? You asked the wrong question is what you did.
Yeah. Would anyone like any sandwiches? No, you're all right. Thank you. No. Well...
That thing doesn't, it doesn't look like something you want to chop up. It's like blotchy and it's just.
Yeah, look, I mean, it doesn't look like it'll kill you. I'd eat it if it didn't have the name Death Cap Mushroom.
Yeah.
The only way it could have more of a warning is if it grew with a skull and crossbones on it.
That's true, yeah. Or a little radiation symbol.
Something like that, Sid, yeah.
Well, speaking of dead people, we'll have to talk about the failure to dispose of dead bodies in any kind of way that makes sense.
Of course.
At least I do.
Yeah, I know. And this is why whenever I see an article like that, I just go, nah, this is more Polly's fucking bag, this. And I sent, how many do I send to you, man? Like, all of them. All of them.
Now, I got to say, this guy tried, so I'll give him his credit. He at least was thinking, okay?
All right.
Warlock's motorcycle gang member convicted of killing fellow member, dumping his body in a cemetery crypt.
Oh, see, now that's all right. He gave it a go.
Right.
This seems like the correct place.
Yeah.
That is where dead people go, Sin.
It took 3 years to discover that the dead body was in the crypt. Well, yeah, see, he was thinking. He just didn't dump it in a fucking garbage bin at the end of the fucking street, chopped up in fucking bags, because that's going to raise,
Somewhere
questions.
Don't go, right?
Yeah.
Where bodies do go. And so it's not unusual. We found a body. Oh, really? Shit, where was it? In a crypt? Well, yeah, of course you did.
Now, it was a crypt from the 1800s, but I think he was thinking that nobody would be looking very deep in there.
Yeah, no, that's fair. No, I appreciate the hustle here.
Yeah.
He tried.
Michael D. Monero, 51, was found guilty of first-degree murder, abuse of a corpse, and related charges in the 2017 death of David Rosillo Jr., a prospective Warlock member. This is the crypt, the cemetery that contains the crypt that he dumped the body in. Rosillo was missing for nearly 3 years. His body was not discovered until April 2020 amid a search for another Warlock associate member who had disappeared. So how did they find... what made them even want to go look?
Someone else fucked up for him. He was doing fine until someone else got murdered. Someone else did a murder and then fucked up his game for him, right? He was doing fine, Polly.
So it was... This is the kid. Yeah, he was doing good and arguably could have gotten away with it, but he got basically dimed.
If it weren't for those meddling detectives.
If it weren't for your fellow motorcycle gang members with loose lips. So one guy kills a guy and decides to dump the body. And this guy had been yapping about this other guy dumping a body in a crypt. He gets busted for something small and says, well, if you want us to let you go on this fucking, whatever, bird a blow, half key of cocaine, whatever you got caught with, you can tell us something. And that's how you start a CI, a confidential informant, amongst other ways. But that's one common way. You get busted doing something relatively small they're willing to let you off on, and then they start a fucking file on you. And once you've ratted, you're certainly going to keep it quiet because you'll be dead if your fellow motorcycle gang members find out, right?
Yeah.
And the cops always know, the detectives always know they can lay the screws to you because... tell us something more. Well, I already told you something. Well, you're going to tell us something more, unless, of course, you want it to leak that you told us something at all. And on it goes.
I mean, as biker gang murders go, this one had high prospects.
Well, yes.
Thank you.
Yes. But
Right,
smaller guy gets ratted out. I think that there's he's dumping bodies over there because I heard some talk. And, okay. They go searching in this fucking crypt and they find a body from another murder that had been missing for 3 years. So really the guy did the smart move. It's just somebody talked about attempting to rat someone else out and ratted him out by accident. But, I'll give him credit. At least he's thinking.
He was, yeah, you got to give him that, yeah. He could have probably done that like 2 or 3 more times as well.
Yeah. Let's talk about a guy that murdered somebody that, okay, look. Just look at that guy for a second. Okay?
Looks shifty. His nose is actually very shifty. It's moving to the fucking
right.
To the right.
Look at them eyes. This is his mugshot when he was booked for murder.
Jesus. It looks like he's kind of like surveying a second-hand car.
With suspicion that the dial's been rolled back.
Yeah, he's kicked the wheel and he still thinks something's up.
I mean, if you ask me, that is a hard, grizzled look. Like, Sin, you see what I'm saying, right? Look at his eyes, man. That's
he looks like he's looking for an imperfection in a painting.
To me, he looks like a man who's murdered before and has just never gotten charged. If you ask me,
would you be right on the money by any chance there, Polly?
Right. Court documents show that this man, Ryan Whistler, 46, of St. Paul, pleaded guilty to first-degree manslaughter while committing fifth-degree assault. So what happened there? Okay. In an attempt to encourage social distancing, the urinals in a particular bar, every second one was cling wrapped over. Right? So he gets pissed, and punches a hole in one and pisses in the urinal anyway.
I appreciate that, man, because the amount of pubs I went to where like people just didn't give a shit and pissed on them anyway. At least this guy made a hole in it.
So this guy comes out, Whistler here, comes out of the bathroom after doing this, and this other guy, Michael Ryan rather, approaches him, and they get into a quote physical confrontation
Over a urinal.
Yeah, it's like, you did what? Well, we're gonna do blah blah blah. Okay.
Yeah, like my father runs a cling film company, you bastard.
But they got surveillance footage from what happened there that night, which is Whistler, this guy, grabs Ryan's shirt and starts striking him. As others get between Whistler and Ryan, Whistler maneuvered around them and struck Ryan again in the head with a, quote, large sweeping motion, according to the complaint. Whistler then, this guy, Whistler, pushed Ryan down the stairs, causing his head to hit the concrete. Ryan was taken to hospital and died the next day. So what did he end up getting in terms of a sentence, the grizzled 1,000-yard stare guy?
You go, that's manslaughter.
Yeah. He got sentenced to 7 years probation and 1 year of work release, with time for 3 days already served credited to him.
Well, this is a bar fight that went horribly wrong, Polly.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
There's no premeditation here.
You make
There's
up the
no
decision.
intent
Is that
murder.
too little? I don't know.
No, I think that's probably about right. I mean, look, it's iffy that he pushed him down the stairs. I mean, that punching him in the side of the fucking head. I mean, that could kill someone as well. Trust me, I had it done to me 2 weeks ago. I know. But then when you're in that situation, a lot of people don't fucking think about it. You just see a glaring target and you take it. However, pushing someone down the stairs as well, again, 90% of the time someone's going to survive that is going to get horribly injured. The difference here is he hit his head on the concrete, suffered fucking head injuries, and died. So I can't go involuntary manslaughter because he was there with the intent on hurting him.
Mm-hmm.
However, I cannot say that he had the intent of killing him. So yeah, I think manslaughter's spot on.
So, well, perhaps the charge, but 7 years probation? That's it?
7 years if you fuck up for the next 7 years,
Yeah,
then you're going to jail, right?
Yeah, that's right. If he murders anybody in the next 7 years, he's fucked.
I mean, but it wasn't murder; it was manslaughter.
I'm just saying.
That's the difference.
Well, we're talking about the second charge. If he kills somebody, murders someone in the next 7 years, oh yeah, they're not going to look kindly on it.
I think he should probably be facing some jail time here. Less than a year.
Well, he did get jail time, 3 days.
Yeah, all right. More than 3 days, but less than a year.
I'm kind of happy to see that this degree of
30
consideration,
days.
this degree of consideration went into his charging, as opposed to he got in a bar fight, he had no intention. Fuck him, throw away the key. Like I don't know if the sentences. Yeah, I don't know if the sentences he got was correct, but I am very, very pleased to see that the circumstances were actually taken into consideration. I don't know. I've seen so many sentencing where it's like, really? You threw away the key on that guy? Yeah. Just because it caught some news attention? Fuck.
We also see it when people are just like fucking just slapped on the wrist for the most heinous shit and then sent back out as well. And it's
right.
It's terrible. But this, I mean, you can sit there and go like, whether or not the crime was justified, and say like, whether or not it's fucking murder, manslaughter, and you can be correct on that. But the actual sentencing, I think there's a lot of nuance in that shit. I would not like to be the judge in this situation because I don't think there's always going to be someone who says, no, you fucked up there, mate.
Yeah, see, I look at this man's face and, he looks, like he's scrutinizing something. He's confused, consternation, perhaps. If I were to caption, it would be, well, look, that kid destroyed that Japanese structure. The other guy carved in the Colosseum. What are you on this guy for accidentally touching a painting for? I don't understand.
My caption would be, what the fuck did you just say about my mum?
Moving along. Utah man faces criminal charge after police find human skull on his bookshelf.
Oh my God, no way.
That is not where you dispose of a body.
Yeah, right. So this I'm not saying, as Far and I often repeat, we don't want people getting away with crimes. But if you're going to do things that are illegal, why are you going about in the world the way that you are?
But
Here's a
but
reason.
he didn't even kill anyone, did he? That was just like he found a skull and went, "Oh, that's cool."
That's right. What he was charged. Well, okay. So
Really?
what he's charged with? Yeah, you nailed it. Under Utah law, it's illegal to remove or disturb any part of a human body without court order. Blah 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 blah. And so they charged him Tuesday with abuse or desecration of a dead body, and that's a 3rd-degree felony. That's what, because they don't suspect him of having killed anyone at all.
Yeah.
They just, you've got a body, and it's like Evans, the prosecutor, said the charge deemed to be more appropriate than theft because it's like theft from where, right?
A grave?
Well, he claimed to have gotten it as a child from somebody. Somebody gave it to him as a 9-year-old child and said it was from a catacomb in London. And
wow,
preliminary tests on it demonstrate that, it's absolutely hundreds of years old. So unless the guy's a time traveler, he didn't do the killing.
That is pretty cool, though. Isn't it?
But
like you got a human skull that's like fucking 300 years old. That's pretty awesome.
Nah, it's morbid. It's fucking morbid.
It's morbidly cool.
Would you want your fucking skull decorating somebody's bookshelf 300 years from now?
I don't think I have much of a say in it, to be honest, mate.
It's not a matter of you have a say in it now, is my point.
I don't.
I don't know. I think corpses deserve some kind of dignity. Now, I know I'm the guy who's talking about they're being dumped badly, but like I said, we don't want people getting away with crimes, but if you're going to go do them fucking right. This guy invited the police into his house. You knew you had a skull on your shelf, right? They just noticed it. And it was way too realistic looking for them. And it's detectives' jobs to start investigations on people. They're literally paid to do it. So,
I just think
I
think a bigger crime here would be like if he kept it like in a box under his bed. At least it was out on display, proud for all to see. And for the skull to see, you know, how the world has progressed.
What? You wouldn't see anything. You already said you don't have a say in the matter.
Well, then why are you bothered by it?
Because of the desecration of a fucking corpse. I think bodies deserve some kind of dignity. And I'm aware of the irony of me saying that, but I'm...
He's not desecration. He's not sticking his dick in the eye socket.
You don't know what he was doing. You have no idea what he was doing.
I'd be willing to bet he wasn't sticking his dick in the skull.
I would put money on that. Just
you don't leave the skull. You are skull fucking just out.
That was said with such authority. I cannot disagree.
Can we see the skull? No, unfortunately, Darren Root. I was hoping to find pictures of it, and I went from article to article, but all I found were Getty skulls.
Shame. Yeah. Like, this is a skull. Generic
now,
skull.
This man who had, human remains on his bookshelf, inviting police into his house, not a smart move. Which is going to lead us into the story about a few stories here about the government doing things that are.
Well,
what now?
Because when the police are coming in, I don't think they go, "Can we come in and ask you a few questions?" He'd be like, "Yeah, fine." He's not in the back of his head. He ain't going, "Oh my god, I got a 300-year-old skull on my shelf," because that just lives on his shelf. It's furniture at this point. Do you know what I mean? The kid's a bit of an idiot. The person who is at fault here, who stole it from a fucking catacomb.
He didn't.
And then gave it to a child.
He claims that the guy's 60. And he claims when he was 9, he received this from somebody he can't recall or name or whatever, and nobody fucking believes him.
So, really? I believe him.
And it's like, how do you know that he didn't have a certain amount of awareness? Okay, well, look, here's the complaint. Detectives questioned the man at hospital. I told him, this is from the cost perspective, I told him that
why was he at the hospital? At the hospital?
You have a lot of questions for somebody who doesn't read articles at all,
Well, no, I know, but it just comes like detective question to the man at the hospital. Did the police beat the shit out of him once they found the skull? Why was he at the hospital?
The police came to his house because of a health concern, because he's 60.
Oh, that's why. Okay, right. Context. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, a Mormon grotto, for Christ's sake, Ricky Dollar.
Yeah.
Oh, Mormon Goths. Sorry, I misread that. Mormon Grotto was funnier.
Well, that's better.
It's right? It's off in Utah for their black magic. And why not? He's 60, but he's still down with the kids. So this is the detective talking. I told him that officers had seen something in his apartment that caused us some concern. He responded by asking if I meant his human skull. Don't tell me he wasn't aware or thinking of it. It was the first thing out of his mouth when they say, well, there's something that concerns our apartment. You mean those human remains on full display?
You mean this guy? Yeah, right.
Yes, we do. By the way, where the fuck did you get that?
We didn't, but now we do.
No, we were talking about the bag of cocaine, but now we have more questions. Let's go on to the government doing things that they shouldn't be doing, okay? Or governments.
Okay.
And why you shouldn't trust them. I know you don't already, but let me cement your opinion. Adopted children's names were disclosed on Scotland People's website. Over 100 fucking years worth of adoptions just published online when it was sealed information. And now it's all out there. Yeah.
Oof. Is that human error or hacking or what?
No, it was just the government being the government. It was just the government fucking up. The Scottish government in this case, the National Records of Scotland, just like, oh, we weren't supposed to put that information online along with the rest of it? No. Oh, sorry.
That's not... How do you fuck up that bad?
Right.
That is not a fuck up, is it? That is...
You're a federal worker that has no accountability whatsoever.
I just pressed Control and V. Oh, did you? So why did you have 100 years worth of adoption details saved to your fucking clipboard?
It's like the worst nightmare, and so on. And it goes on to tell stories of people that have been absolutely screwed by this. Like their lives have been screwed up. I mean, it's like, who am I and whatnot. And my mother was adopted.
They were adopted.
Yeah. People
right?
that didn't know they were adopted. People who didn't know that their parents were adopted that are now dead. So where the hell do they come from? Like the whole shebang, every version of it you can think of happened. And it's like, you people are terrible.
Jesus Christ. That's insane.
Yeah.
The level of ineptitude in that is frankly astounding. Even from the government. Like, you've surpassed yourself, government. There was, I mean, it was decades ago, right? But there was highly sensitive information on a laptop was just left on a train. I just had the laptop.
Left at a laptop repair shop.
Sin, you got there first. Damn it.
Just got up, got off the train, and then later I went, shit, I left that fucking government full of nuclear codes on the fucking Waterloo line. Come on, people. I could get a job in the fucking government.
That man's a legend. Cryptic, thank you for the $5. Did you hear about a charitable restaurant? Yeah, charitable. Did you hear about a charitable restaurant next door that employs mentally disabled people? The food was great.
Yeah, it's called the Scottish government, apparently.
Charitable restaurant that employs mentally disabled people. The food was great, but the service was a bit slow. Sin. Okay. It's what? They hired people that needed the help, I guess. And I found it funny, Cryptic. Thank you very much.
Yeah. No, I liked it. Yeah, cater into all your special needs.
Yeah. Now, Trunkle. That was really good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was the food thing and the special needs in one. And
food and special needs,
and that was really good, actually.
Oh, finally, I can take that post-it off of the wall now. Fucking brilliant. Finally use that one.
Holy shit.
99 more to go.
Joshua Garvey's like, boo, what do you want, man? That worked in two ways. That was good.
It was good.
It wasn't too bad. Yeah. I heard it. It wasn't bad.
Food for thought, wasn't it?
Now, let's talk about things that you personally leave online. It probably shouldn't, because you can't trust anybody.
Well, me?
Well, anyone. Search warrant was issued for Donald Trump's Twitter account. Fucking hell. His Twitter account.
They're just doing everything and anything they can to make sure he cannot successfully run.
Agreed.
What is it with every photo they use of Trump? They always use those that make it look like you've just tried sneaking into the house after curfew and he was waiting for you in the living room.
I don't know. It's like when Time names a man of the year and they use the most imposing, evil-looking photograph that they can find, but yet made Hitler look stately and, refined.
I'm glad I was about to mention Hitler. I'm glad you did it first. Fair enough. Fair enough. He was a man of a couple of years, to be honest, wasn't he? In the news a lot.
Carol Soldier asks, isn't it open to the public? Well, not DMs and not unposted tweets and like, think of all the stuff that isn't public in your Twitter account or whatever, especially if you're a heavy user of Twitter, like Donald Trump clearly was. You know what I mean? It's like, what can we find that people sent him, that he sent to people in, again, DMs and unpublished tweets, things he decided not to say. Maybe he said something about January 6th that they can indict, even though he never said it publicly, but find him guilty of using it as evidence towards inciting a riot, even though nobody ever heard it. Why not?
That'd be some interesting fucking case arguing there. Well, he didn't say it, but he wrote it.
It displays his intention upon what he did say they were willing to stretch the law to argue. That kind of jazz.
I don't know about that one.
Well, I'm making a sarcastic point about how desperate they are. The fishing expedition of it all, you know?
I know that's what you're doing, but I could see them trying.
Jack Smith requested data and records relating to Trump's account, which may have included unpublished posts. After initially resisting the warrant, Twitter eventually complied. There you go. But missed a court-ordered deadline by 3 days. The delay resulted in the company being handed a 350,000 or 275,000 euro fine for contempt of court.
Damn.
The existence of the search warrant and the legal fight over it was revealed in court documents unsealed Wednesday, today. According to the unsealed ruling, which still includes some redactions, Twitter's lawyers did not object to the warrant itself, but disputed the non-disclosure order, which kept it secret. Guys, like, anything you put online, it's a private company. All the arguments in and around private companies are such complete bullshit. Like, oh, it's a private company, they should be able to do what they want. No, they shouldn't. Watch what you put on fucking line. It's the same as telling a fucking cop.
It's only a private company when it suits them, though.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, you notice how that argument completely flipped over when Elon Musk bought Twitter. And from then on, it was no longer a private company. It was a public forum.
Yep. Exactly. It's like, well, the private company could do what they want. And it's like, well, you can't block anybody on Twitter. That disallows journalists access to a public forum. It's like, she could still read them. She just can't comment on them. It's like, yeah, but that in and of itself is, oh, tell me, judge, that you weren't just saying, fuck Trump, you coward.
I mean, that's essentially what it is. When fucking Jack Dorsey, former CEO of Twitter, decided to make the move to ban Trump for fucking reasons we still don't really quite understand, let's be honest here, but no one really questioned because it's what they wanted. Then it was, well, it's a private company, they can do what they want. But as soon as Musk took over, it was, no, this is dangerous for democracy.
It needs to be regulated by government for hate speech, etc. Yes, all the way, yeah. You guys, again, the whole conversation in private companies and whatnot is all bullshit. It, again, you as an individual is what you should be worried about.
Arguments of convenience all the time.
100%. It's like Drunk was saying, it's when they want it one way, sure. And when it's not, no. They get a convenient argument that contradicts what they said before.
Well, I think it is the most simplistic form. If you go back to the Christian baker who didn't want to bake the cake for the lesbian wedding, right? And of course, we all understand that.
And I need to stop you real quick. He didn't say they couldn't buy a cake. He just was not going to bake a cake with 2 vaginas on it.
No, yeah. Oh, was it 2 vaginas on it?
Yeah.
Christ.
You must do what I say you need to do. Your labor is at my behest. And a judge agreed.
A business has the right to refuse service for whatever fucking reason they want. That's the delights of capitalism. If that bakery doesn't want to do it, then you can go to one down the road. We all know that they went to that bakery in particular in order to do it. Like, what's the fuck? Jessica Yaniv was fucking going around trying to get her fucking balls waxed. You know, upstanding member of society, Jessica
By female only spas.
Yeah.
Right.
And said so. I am deliberately trying to do this. Yeah. I'm ferreting out the bigots.
However, how do you think they would fare if they went to a liberal, let's say like a couple of, I don't know, Muslims went to a bakery, a nice liberal bakery, gluten-free, and said, we want a cake that says, burn all the gays. Do you think they would feel justified in saying no to that?
Well, Crowder, back when he actually cared about the product he put out, he went to Colorado and went to a Muslim bakery that was in the same neighborhood and asked for a gay cake, and they were like, "No, we don't do that for you."
Did they become national news and they got fined right out of existence? God. No, I remember. Yeah, no, didn't happen. I mean, everybody knew that that's the way that it was going to work, but Crowder demonstrated it. But of course, it's a go after Christian bakeries, go after Christian florists. And also, she got sued right out of existence. Provided them with a list of other florists that are great companies in town that she works with, any one of these. They're like, no, we want you. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah.
And what kind of wedding cake has genitals on it anyway? You don't see a fucking straight couple doing that, do you? Can we just... Do you want the bride...
If I had to guess, I'd say Communist China. Are we gonna die here? Darn fucking tootin'.
I know it's traditional to have the little bride and the groom on top, but instead, can we have a cock pounding the fuck out of a vagina? Instead, can you put a little bit of icing on the cock as well?
But
That'd
I mean,
be
you know as well as anybody why two vaginas. It doesn't make sense on a cake. When we might want it edgy, they put they asked for the thing on the cake that the person would not be willing to do. That was the test.
Dude,
you know?
I've gone before, just like for Christmas, I got my mate a big slab of fucking nice chocolate, right? And it was Thornton's, the chocolatiers, right? And they went, oh, we can write a message on it in icing. Oh, really? Can you write "Happy Christmas, you cunt"? And they went, no, we're not. We've been told we're not allowed to do that anymore. Okay, all right, fair enough. Anymore, right? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So I took it somewhere else, and they didn't mind it. So, do you want cunt in capitals? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Shaniqua, thank you very much for asking. But they didn't want to do it, so fine. I went somewhere else. That is the delight of capitalism. And speaking of capitalism, Cryptic through 5, he says, in a newly published study involving 94,250 women across the United States, researchers found out that lesbians may be more likely to develop type 2 diabetes. I wonder what they're eating. Well,
nice.
Good work, Critic. Thank you, dude.
All right. Let's do the story and do it as fast as we can, because this is gonna suck. Ready for this?
Let's do it.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Utah, who allegedly threatened Biden, is killed by FBI on the day of the presidential visit.
Holy shit! They're called Utahns?
That's very interesting.
That's your takeaway, Drunkle?
Did he fight the FBI?
A Provo man who posted threatening comments about President Joe Biden was shot and killed by FBI agents Wednesday, hours before the president was scheduled to visit Utah. Did you?
How to call them Utonians?
For Christ's sake, he was 75 years old.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
Did they say how it happened?
They went to serve they had talked to him before because he had posted a bunch of really spicy shit online. Like, I'm going to get my ghillie suit and my M24 sniper rifle out, and maybe Utah will be the next.
Shit that you a visit for the FBI.
And my arthritis medication.
Right, he's 75 fucking years old.
He said shit that earns you a visit from the FBI.
Yeah. Not bullets from them.
Not shooting. Yes.
So what happened? Did he shoot at the FBI? Or
it's very much unclear. It just shots rang out. He did not. They went in there in force. The HRT hostage rescue team of the FBI is the one who served the warrant. Like, they didn't knock on his door to say hi. They raided him. And if you get up and run during a raid, well, you might be running to a gun, and
which he was not likely to do at the age of 75.
Yeah. And so they riddled him.
Running. Oh, okay. So the FBI, it's really looking like an extrajudicial killing right now.
It's at about 6:15 a.m. Here's the official information, and there is no more detail on it, right? According to a federal arrest warrant on Tuesday, Craig, I love this name, Deloise Robertson, whatever, 75, had also made previous threats to FBI agents if they showed up at his house. He says, get the fuck out of here and don't come back again. That was the threat. When they'd showed up before to ask about his social media posts. And now, about 6:15 a.m. this morning, FBI agents went to Robertson's house at 1170 West and served an arrest and search warrant. They went in there loaded for bear. During the service of those warrants, Robertson was shot and killed. That's all the detail.
Huh.
This was a couple of hours before Biden landed.
This is sounding super extrajudicial.
Isn't it sounding like they got a stone out of Biden's shoe?
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what they do anymore.
So the only detail that is coming. Well, hold on, sorry.
Do you remember? Sorry, go ahead.
You tell him, Steve Dave. Thanks for the buck. I knew 2 gayer fencers who had 2 suited sword fighters on their cake. When I asked one, he said it was his husband's idea, and he was all for it. A couple of sword fighters on a gay wedding cake. Perfect.
I mean, I'm down for that. That's fine. In fact, that's great.
There's a joke in there, and I get it. But a couple of sword fighters is different than 2 fucking, spread hoo-ahs.
No sheath to be seen.
Do you remember the case in Portland of the guy who stalked and shot a dude in a MAGA hat? And when the police executed the search warrant, he started shooting at them, so they killed him?
No.
You don't remember? I'm sure chat remembers this. It happened it was during the Summer of Love, and it's a guy in Portland. He had a MAGA hat on. It was a Trump rally or something out that way. And of course, Portland, city of love, very progressive city.
The turkey man came home to roost.
A loving member of the most peaceful organization ever stalked and shot a guy in a MAGA hat. It literally stalked him for a few blocks, shot him in the head, ran away. Vice News did an interview with him. I think CNN did an interview with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cops showed up and killed him because he was shooting at the cops. And of course, Vosh and all these cats, their first fucking thing was that he was targeted and assassinated by the government for the fact that he stood up for himself. A lot of people in the chat saying they remember good, but it's just interesting. It's just the difference. Two separate justice systems.
And Johnny Depp, when was the last time an actor shot the president? And he's investigated for it and apologizes and forced to apologize for it. Now, Madonna talking about blowing up the White House, Katy Perry with repeated threats of violence, and fucking that red-haired goblin, I can't remember her name. Bless you.
Kathy Griffin.
Thank you, Kathy Griffin.
Oh, you're right. It was a puff piece. I'm sorry.
Holding a severed fucking model head of Donald Trump, etc. It's like, are they investigated? Are they harassed endlessly? Like Sam says, like old man harassed and murdered or killed by the FBI. Well, that's kind of the way that it reads. The difference, you're right, Sin, is fucking massive. The only details are coming from people who witnessed it. Cooper Robinson, who lives several homes away from Robert's son, the man who was killed, says he was walking his dog around 5:30 when 5 or 6 police vehicles converged on Robert's home. 5 or 6 for the 75-year-old man, because he said he had guns. Who the fuck online doesn't say they have guns? Have you ever read the fucking Navy SEAL copy pasta? For Christ's sake, there's an Otter version of it on my own channel. It's everybody talks a bunch of bullshit online. Was there any reason to believe this guy was going to follow through? Was it a, quote, credible threat as the law necessitates? Anyway, I couldn't see much from where I was. I could just hear. Adding, he heard he assumed the loud booms were flashbang grenades. No, they started talking over their microphone saying, "Craig Robinson, please come out with your hands up." They did that a few times. Fucking hell.
Get up out of the recliner, didn't it?
Yeah, 6:30 in the morning, megaphones, come the fuck out. Kaboom, kaboom. They flashbanged them or just shot the fucking place up. Holy shit. Holy shit.
The distinct lack of detail in this article leads me to believe the shot was unjustified. I have a couple articles for Friday of very iffy shootings from the members of our law enforcement communities. So look forward to that.
Let's talk about something that's a little bit more fun, for Christ's sake. A renegade sea otter is terrorizing California surfers. It's a little scary. He's stealing their boards.
That's his nickname, a little scary.
They call him 216.
I mean,
not like the number.
I'm gonna let you have this because we did this one, but
we did do this one.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't in it, but he's still at it because, well, let's keep it current then. California's Wiley surfboard stealing.
Look at him, he knows.
What's that?
Look at him just led there. He's like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
I'll do it again.
He evades capture as they attempted to grab him once again. It's still out there. Love it. Love it. I was not aware that this had been previously covered. 841, rather. 841 here. I was not aware that we covered before, and I don't remember the story, so I was reading through the whole timeline of events. And yeah, still out there stealing surfboards and harassing people and being a general playful miscreant. Hee hee.
Why is it? I don't like 3 women floating lazily down the Jefferson River on fucking giant tubes. Okay, women, yeah, fair enough. They go and they get scared and they dial 911. The surfers are generally like they're pretty strapped people, aren't they? Like, why is no one just kicking the otter in the face?
What? Because they're if they want to get mean, they can.
Surfers, sure.
But no, the otter
Yeah, and it is getting mean.
took out
but then,
3
like, you're
fat
out
tubers.
there, right? You're riding the waves. Do you know what I mean? You're there. You're fucking. You're hanging 10, whatever it is surfers do, and then an otter starts attacking you. Like, what are you going to do? Swim? Otter's going to catch you. You know, it's like you get attacked by a shark. People panic. I understand that, but then also, what are you supposed to do? You're meant to punch a shark in the fucking nose. Punch the otter.
Yeah, and Gamer Valine's right. Being an otter is not a crime. I hear you. I mean,
sea otters are dastardly creatures.
yeah, and it's got the tag, right? Did you talk about that, Sin?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get to that. part.
That means his previous crimes are on
Yeah,
on
that's
record.
the
You can
ankle
tell by the
bracelet. 841,
Yeah.
no fucks given. Yeah, you track
If
me
he-
while
if
I
he
commit
goes-
new crimes.
goes too far along the coast, then the tag starts, like an alarm goes off, and then like probation officer comes and visits him.
Well, in this case, tagged because she was born in captivity.
He's a cunt. Oh, okay, right.
Was born in captivity and tagged, and then is out in the wild now and loving it. It's
Yeah. Living life.
yeah, man.
Ghetto of the sea.
Now we've talked a little bit about strange measurement systems. Looking at you, Jerusalem Post.
Yes.
Look, it can be done well. Fire near Beaver spreads to over 3,500 football fields in size. See, this makes sense.
Yeah, this does make sense.
Wait, no, because my football field is longer than your football field.
At least it's as opposed to an asteroid that's 17 gazelles wide.
Well, no, I get that because the gazelle is universally that long.
Your
What it should
Field
have
is
been?
not longer than ours; it's wider than ours.
It's okay. It's wider then, but they didn't say in length or in width or in height. What they should the place is near Beaver. Measure it in beavers. Keep it local.
Yeah. The beaver's a little fire. Well, okay, I'll leave that alone. It's just burning.
Beaver's on fire.
It's a little burning, especially when she urinates. You get the joke. It's just... But
I get it.
it's a dry season. That's why all the forest fires. No, we don't need a whole
Dry
bunch of
season
fucking.
in Beaver.
What's that?
Dry season.
Yeah, well, oh my god.
Well done, Sid.
Oh, holy shit. Okay. That's why all the forest fires. No, we don't need a bunch of environmental regulations for it. You guys?
Does that count as a beaver bushfire?
Yes. Like over in Maui. Did you know the wildfires that are going on in Maui?
I didn't know Maui
heard
was still
about
a
this
thing.
today.
You said what in the who now?
Okay. Sorry.
I said I heard about this today. It's pretty fucking wild.
It is intense.
You are
Look,
surrounded by water.
look at this. Like, oh my god. Maui's burning. Like Maui, you know.
Oh, Maui, yeah.
Well, in case you didn't know, Drunkle, it's one of the Hawaiian Islands.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's the little one right here off of the big one.
I mean, Hawaii's small.
Tis.
Uh,
And so people, Coast Guard is out there rescuing people in the ocean because they're being driven to literally jump in the ocean because they're burned to it.
no way.
Yeah. So people are like putting
And
on
I-
life jackets and
Change
whatnot
causes
and just floating until the Coast Guard comes and gets them. Like, holy shit.
And yeah, it looks so cute. Like the fire's making a woo eyes.
No, it looks like
The fire is definitely making ooh eyes.
It is, isn't it? You can see that.
it looks
right
like
there.
something Dante saw. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
I don't
What
think
part of
Dante
climate
ever went-
change caused this to happen?
You said what? in
Did
the
they
who
ever
now?
go to Maui?
Well, you don't want to go to
What
Maui
part
right
of
now.
Climate change caused this?
Yes, it did, clearly. Well, this is all going to be made about climate change. You know that. But no, it's
Isn't it
actually
always?
just an extremely dry season for the beavers.
I've heard that could be an issue.
I've heard. Never been an issue personally, Sin, you know?
Now,
yeah.
talking about approaching the end times here, because it certainly looks like Maui's in the end times. Let's talk about Travis Scott, desecrating a fucking historic monument. Romar,
Oh, hold on. Travis Scott, was that at the concert where people died because of they were getting crushed? Is that the guy?
that is the guy. We're gonna get to that in just a
Yeah.
fucking second.
Travis
Because
Scott was the drummer from Blink 182.
Which one is it?
so the white drummer from Blink 182 decided to be a rapper with dreads, and
No, someone's gonna know the dude's name in the chat.
no, is it similar? I don't know.
It's very similar, isn't it? Maybe it might be the same name. Is this the guy from the fucking concert where people got crushed? And
Yes,
he just carried on.
absolutely.
That is the guy. Okay.
Yeah.
I was getting confused, man. Right.
Yeah.
No, it's not Trent Reznor. That's fucking Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, and it's also not Trent.
Yeah, it's not that
Reznor.
either.
That's who am I thinking of? Who's the? Is Trent?
Trent Reznor.
Trent
you are
Reznor.
correct.
Yeah.
Trent Reznor. Trent Reznor is a wrestler.
Oh, I was thinking of Travis Barker.
Yeah, the name didn't resonate with you. It's just
Right. Travis Barker. Okay. Thank you.
okay.
All right.
So
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Travis Scott has a concert at the Circus Maximus, which really bugs the shit out of me that this is. I didn't know this had become a concert spot. It's
Why? Why? That should not be a thing. That should not be a concert spot at all.
no, it fucking shouldn't because they caused all kinds of fucking damage to it. For those Circus Maximus is down off the Palatine Hill. It's a Roman site of history, and this is this is how they treat it. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
It's
beautiful.
It's like
Look
you
at it.
carved your name into it or something.
That was
you.
Can you imagine, like, fucking the Romans are sat there and it's be like, look, in fucking thousands of years, people are going to be looking on this in awe. This is incredible. This is one of the best things ever built. And now it is being used to fucking house the gig of a fucking C-list rapper.
Yep. That's the other thing. Travis
I'd be
Scott
pissed.
he sucks. Like, I don't understand why he has the fame that he does. It just promotion could put anybody out there. I mean, looking at you, Katy Perry.
Cryptic for 5. How do you protect your home? Put an American flag, a parents' rights sticker, or a Trump sticker. You'll have the NSA, CIA, and FBI watching you. Yeah, but they're not going to do anything to protect you. You're just going to get in trouble if you protect yourself.
You're just gonna get in trouble if you protect yourself. Yeah, that sounds about right. So
Gamer Levine says, fucking, how all of you wrong. Trent Reznor, Brock Lesnar, you're on the internet. Use it. Okay, fine. But we're doing a show. Another time we would use the internet. But in this time, it was funnier if we fucking sounded it out, Gamer Levine. You just don't understand us, woman.
they actually had Richter, because Rome is subject to volcanic quakes and
Quite famously, actually.
yeah, and
Yeah.
smaller tremors and whatnot, and they do a lot of seismic monitoring because of long history of it, as well as concerns over the archaeological things. There was a seismic event going on there, a very small one, but people are like, do you feel a shake? And it turns out it was the result of tens of thousands of people jumping up and down to the music, especially when Scott introduces surprise guest Kanye West. Fuck yeah!
Yeah, it does happen. Yeah, there was recently Taylor Swift's gig fucking
Really?
registered on a
West?
fucking Richter scale. Like they registered a small earthquake. One of the best ones was Mexico during the fucking Football World Cup.
Well, that is kind
Mexicans
of how
love.
physics. It's kind of how physics works. You get
But,
a,
I mean,
a
like-
large mass moving around. It has
That's
to
just how
disperse
much-
outward.
How much of a good time they're having. Like, I can't fault it. If you enjoy something, you carry on. But try to not make my house fall to bits, if that's okay.
So the problem quickly becomes not so much that, okay, you're jumping up and down that much in the Circus Maximus to the point where it actually measures as a Richter scale event. Are you going to damage it? Yes!
Of course you are.
That's the whole point. And this guy, this man should not be having fucking concerts. As you said, Drunkle, this is the man who had the Hell concert where hundreds of
That is
people
a
got
child.
fucking crushed, including this fucking child who died a day later in the hospital. I don't know what could possibly go wrong at a concert where you're walking into Travis Scott's fucking mouth in a nightmare form and you look like you've actually legitimately entered hell.
Yeah.
Stop doing shows, okay? It's time to stop making decisions, man. You do live shows, terrible things
Oh.
fucking happen, all right?
That was his apology video afterwards, wasn't it? Which he knowingly put on the black and white filter.
Yes, he did. And turned it on where you see the finger go up and it's like, okay, I need to talk about this because my publicist said that man, your concerts are lethal and nightmarish.
Yeah.
And
Piece of
just
shit.
stop.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, and down in front, it's all fucking media people anyway. Your entire fucking career is nothing but a media promotion stunt.
And your music sucks, I assume.
I would
your
take
assumption is
that.
correct. It does suck. It does. All right. Let's do something fun before we
Since
do
we're
something.
talking about weird congregations of people, I read something the other day that said and this was like 5 years old, but it still was interesting to me. Somewhere in South America, I forget which country, Ecuador, maybe, I don't know. They held a viewing for the last episode of Dragon Ball Super. 40,000 people showed up.
Fuck. And they weren't prepared for that many. A bunch of people died.
No damage,
Oh.
nothing. Just 40,000 people showed up to watch an anime episode.
Fuck. All right. Florence and the Machine caused a earthquake last year. Well, at least it was, topical to Italy. No? Okay. A snake fell from the sky onto a woman while she was mowing her lawn. Then a hawk attacked them both.
We had this Monday.
Does he pay attention at all?
Did you talk about this on Monday? I was here for all of Monday. You talked about this?
We talked about this on Monday.
We did?
Were you
you there?
I was there, yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
but were you there?
Were you there?
But you said we talked about it, so clearly I was.
Well, I showed it on screen as well. I mean, I don't think this is the hawk in question.
Well, you
I
didn't
showed
find one with
photo
a picture of a hawk carrying
No,
a
it was a
snake?
photo of the woman, Peggy Jones, I think her name was.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could have went with that, but I decided to go with the example of the hawk.
Oh, so you're bringing a new take on an old article, eh?
Yeah, let's go with that. Well, see, Molly O'Kenny
Okay.
missed it, but you're going to miss it again because, well, we're going to move on.
Go see Monday's stream. You'll be fine.
There you go. Yeah, Peggy Jones, she was on her tractor. Poor lady. We talked about this, huh? It's weird. I don't remember it at all.
Yeah, it's not weird.
It's absolutely not weird.
That's weird. It is.
Were you in the FRROT universe or the FRUIT universe?
Yeah, it might have been alternative poly. I don't know. But... Moving along.
Yeah.
Think about something.
Yeah. Is it whether or not we had this article on Monday?
No, it's not. Okay. Yeah. Oh shit. Look at the time. Okay. Hey, fuck it. Titular article time. We cover some other stuff, but we won't. Did you already talk about this, you fuckers? You talk about this yet? Huh?
Yes.
When?
Yeah, Monday.
No, you didn't.
Monday.
No, you didn't.
You were there.
No. I don't
On
believe
Friday
it.
as well. Sinatra actually called me out. He said we did this on Friday. I went, oh, did we? My mistake, mate.
Are you fucking
just owned it.
serious? See, I've got a
Yes.
hard time believing you guys don't exactly have a lot of credibility with truth telling with
we
me.
made a whole sequel, or we made a whole bit about how it's the sequel to Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine
The
Bear.
bear gets eaten by the shark.
I don't recall
Yeah,
that
and then he
at
gets
all.
high off of the
Takes
bear.
his cocaine powers.
But then,
This
of
was
course,
Friday
I'm
or
like,
Monday?
What, he didn't snort the bear. Well, Sinatra did it on Friday, and then I did it on Monday. And Sinatra's like, we did this on Friday, don't you remember? And I just went, oh, did we? Sorry. I just owned it, Polly.
I own it. I don't remember it, though, so it'd be disingenuous. I legitimately have no recollection of that.
Yeah, because I made
Then
jokes
I
about,
think
did-
I
did he
followed
s-
it up with an article about how they fished up a bunch of coke off the fucking coast. And
Yeah,
They
I've
led
got
into
one along
that.
those lines as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, where this it goes
And I'm
into
going, is it freshwater cocaine or saltwater cocaine? You don't remember this?
this
nothing.
was a whole bit, dude.
Nothing. This is because I have like 2 articles on it because the second one is on them going and fishing up the bricks of sealed blow. That it's like, yeah, they very well.
That's the article he was talking about.
Well, I know. That's what I'm saying off of what he just said. Yeah, I've got an article that goes into that exact thing. That's what was interesting to me, that part of it. Not so much the cocaine sharks. I mean, that's fun, yeah. But really, there's a whole bunch of blow at the bottom of the sea? But, wow. All right, whatever.
There's a blow in the bottom of the sea. There's a blow in the bottom of the sea.
There's a blow, there's a blow, there's a blow.
There's a blow.
There's a shark with a hole in the blow at the bottom of the sea.
Am I going to Photoshop a shark with a collapsed nose? Maybe. Maybe
Yes.
I will.
Artie Lang,
Of course you are.
Artie Lang knows.
Yeah, exactly. I fucking might do that. I need something to replace exploding whale. So, yeah. All right. All right.
Artie Lang's nose.
Okay, shark.
Let's move on to titular article. Which is,
just said this
if the pattern holds, something you already did on Monday and Friday,
Yeah,
and
four
I
in
did,
a row.
and I did last Wednesday. If because we're going here back in time. All right, boom.
Good God.
How
You-
do you fuck up so impressively?
How is
this
it possible
like
I
the
don't remember you doing an article about a fucking car in a second story of a house?
This is like The Witcher 3 if Geralt drove a fucking estate.
Yes.
Oh my God. How did it get up there? Wait. I said it.
Oh,
I mean, they must have been going fast.
yeah, I can't make any sense out of it.
Was anyone hurt?
No, but there were two people sitting in the room upstairs.
Presumably one person sat in the fucking car as well. They were just sat in the room, just like, oh, so that was good. What should we watch next? Boom! Ah, fuck!
Yeah, he saw demons.
It's
In the road?
He wasn't clear about that. It's a
Did
Lewistown
he
man
see
charged with
in the
crashing into a
room?
second story of a house, claiming he saw demons, and this was the
I mean,
result. If the picture ever loads,
you probably pulled like a story. If you just crashed into the second story of a house, you would be like, oh, I'm going to have to come up with some bullshit to explain this away now.
he seemed a little fucking. Okay, come on, fucking hell. He seemed a little fucking deranged because. Oh, okay, you know what? Fuck. Fucking website. What is the problem? WGAC.
I just love the idea that he's like, I saw demons, but he doesn't specify if they were in the road and he had to avoid them, or if they were in the room and he had to kill them.
Fucking hell, good shout. Yeah, right. There was two teenage children about to have premarital relations, and I had to stop them somehow.
He seems a little fucking deranged because he jumped out of the fucking fuck off website. Fucking hell. Oh, fuck. Anyway, he jumps out of his fucking car from the top story and runs around saying, I saw demons, I saw demons. It doesn't do anything to explain how the fuck he got up to the second story to begin with.
Nah, see, this is what I'm telling you. He's just pulling out the demon story out of his ass, mate. Like, your best bet is to fucking say something batshit crazy after doing something batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
coked
that is
off
your
his
best bet,
tits. He's coked off his tits. He was texting. He's going too fast because he's texting his fucking bitch of an ex-girlfriend. And then bang, you're in someone's house.
I'd like to think he has no idea. It's like, how did he do it? How did he do it? I'm asking myself, I'm looking at the car sticking out of the side of the house, the damage to the car after the fact that I'd show you if the website worked, but I can't. I'd like to think that he has as much of an idea as we do.
Do you think he just like wound down the window and went, "Could I get a double cheeseburger?"
Sir, this is not a Wendy's.
The only thing you can really do at this point is just to roll down the window, and go, demons, 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 demons.
That's it. Yeah. Is there a problem, officer?
Not a bad suggestion. It's just he's making it up as he goes. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Look at the time. All right, so there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Drunkle, how goes the gameage?
Oh man, it's been a fucking brilliant week this week. Actually, we had a stream on Mondays. We had a drug dealer simulator.
Mhm.
Yesterday we did Subnautica, and today we were going back to the land of Hogwarts for a bit of Hogwarts Legacy. It's been actually a hell of a week over on Twitch.tv/Drunkleplays. Tomorrow is Jackbox evening, and on Friday it's Fable Friday, and then of course it's the weekend, and you know that's a bit of a fucking wild card. However,
Mhm.
there's a thing planned, right? Because Polly, do you know that sometimes I'll pull up some North Korean propaganda and then set the subtitles to auto-generate English, and I'll spend about an hour just reading out the subtitles. Well, I found a new one of those. Actually, I found two of them, and they're about 2 hours long each. So I think we can get 4 1-hour streams out of it, which is gonna be on a Thursday, guys. So there's I think at the end of the month, well, actually no, it's gonna be on a Sunday. I think the 27th of this month on the Drunken Uncle YouTube channel, there will be a new North Korea propaganda stream.
Nice.
But in the meantime,
Very good.
you can head over to twitch.tv/drunkleplays for some mediocre gameage, but for some fucking unparalleled commentary.
Sweet. Sin. That
I got
video
a
that you
video
just finished
going up.
recording, you going live with it?
Yes, it is live right now. Go ahead, check it out at your convenience.
Nice.
Is that on Sinatra Sins? Or Silent Sin, rather?
That is Sin and Sass.
Sin and Sass.
Sinatra Sins, come
That's me and
on.
Shelley.
Yeah, I just kind of Franken channeled a word there. You know, whatever.
No, I'm gonna go grab that one real quick.
Sinatra Sins. Why isn't that a thing
Sinatra
you've already
Sins.
done, man? Your spicier
brilliant.
content could be over there.
It's gonna be a
That's gonna
demonology
be my new
video.
OnlyFans name.
Oh, love it, love it.
All right, there it is. If you cannot, after you've consumed that content and Drunkle's content and whatnot, you can go watch our back catalogs. But if you are willing to wait, Drunkle, where can they find us next?
I'd just like to say, Carousel's Drunkle posting a video. What heresy is this? No, it's going to be a live stream, but it will be on YouTube, right?
And
I
also
just
not a video.
It's not a video, it's a live show. I would just like to make a note. I work fucking hard online, mate. Carousel, just because you don't watch me on Twitch doesn't mean I ain't fucking doing it, mate. I'm putting the fucking hours in, son, and it's good content. My mum told me so. We're going to be back on Friday on the Silent Sin channel at 10:30 p.m. GMT, 5:30 p.m. ST, 4:30 Central, and 5:30 a.m. on Christmas Island, Pollybobs.
Excellent. All right, thank you, chat, for being here. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the donations. Best fucking chat online, without a question. So we'll see you over on Sin's channel on Friday. Until then, have a good night, everyone.
Later.